The Roanoke People's Power Network hosted a May Day celebration at Melrose Park in Roanoke, Virginia last night. The event included free barbecue, several speakers, and live music.
We rise with strength. We rise in unity. We rise. We rise. The last time. We rise with strength. We rise in unity.
What is May Day, you may ask? Here's a brief history. In the late 19th century, May Day was chosen as a date for International Workers' Day by socialists and communists of the Second International to commemorate the Haymarket Affair in Chicago. Unfamiliar with the Haymarket Affair? The Haymarket Affair, also known as the Haymarket Massacre, Haymarket Riot, or Haymarket Square Riot, was the aftermath of a bombing that took place at a labor demonstration on May 4th of 1886 at Haymarket Square in Chicago. It began as a peaceful rally in support of workers striking for an 8-hour workday. The day after, police killed 8 workers. An unknown person threw a dynamite bomb at the police as they acted to disperse the meeting, and the bomb blast and ensuing gunfire resulted in the deaths of 7 police officers and at least 4 civilians. Dozens of others were wounded. In the internationally publicized legal proceedings that followed, 8 anarchists were convicted of conspiracy. The evidence was that one of the defendants may have built the bomb, but none of those on trial had thrown it. 7 were sentenced to death and 1 to a term of 15 years in prison. Illinois' Governor Richard J. Oglesby commuted 2 of the sentences to terms of life in prison. Another committed suicide in jail rather than face the gallows. The other 4 were hanged on November 11th of 1887. In 1893, Illinois' Governor John Peter Altgeld pardoned the remaining defendants and criticized the trial. Laura Bowman is with Virginia Educators United. She was one of the guest speakers at the event.
Virginia has been underfunding our schools for the past 10 years, and as a state, we simply must do better for our children and their teachers. In many ways, our schools have reached a breaking point. We're down 1,200 teachers across the state. We have large class sizes and not enough support staff.
Bowman told Breaking Through News that Virginians need to support public schools.
I think that we just need to support public education because 90% of our kids go to these schools, and we're just not investing the way we should here in the state of Virginia, and that's just unsustainable.
Jason Lambert is a founding member of the Roanoke People's Power Network and served as the Master of Ceremonies at last night's gathering.
It's like how we've gotten anything that we've gotten was from fighting and organizing, and we can't do that if we aren't organized, right? Like, you could say, like, yeah, I'm with you, I want to strike, but it's just me. And that makes it a little more difficult. And not to say that you can't, organize a strike with a few people, a few coworkers. That actually was done 2 summers ago in Christiansburg at the Target store. 2 or 3 workers went on strike against a sexist, sexually harassing boss and racist boss, and they got him fired.
I asked Lambert, what exactly is the Roanoke People's Power Network?
It has evolved into more than just fighting for one issue, right? So instead of just fighting for livable wages, a number of us were like, yeah, we need to be fighting against toxic pipelines or, against police and state violence and the wars, or, against white supremacy and Nazis in Charlottesville, or whatever it is. So the idea is that, like I said, we're an independent, local working class organization. So we don't have funding. We're not a nonprofit. We're trying to build our power where we are.
Jenny Rader told us why she came out to the May Day event.
I just came out to support workers' rights and to celebrate May Day and honor the martyrs who died in Chicago at the Haymarket Affair, the anarchists who were framed when a bomb was thrown into the crowd, and there was police violence. And I just think everyone should organize because workers produce all the wealth. So why do the bosses get all the profits?
Chuck Simpson was one of the speakers at the event. He is a member of the Communication Workers of America Union.
It's about empowering workers to come together and stand up. And I would challenge you right now, based on the crowd that's here, for you to think about who are 2 or 3 people that you could reach out to, that you could grab by the shoulder and say, come on, we're going to this event. I want you to see what's going on here.
The event went off without a hitch. Neighborhood kids walking by were welcomed with open arms and invited to enjoy the barbecue. And the event was a success, full of laughter and harmony. If you want to learn more about the Roanoke People's Power Network, or donate and or get involved with the movement, they can be reached by email at roanokepeoplespower@gmail.com. In Roanoke, Theodore Whitelow, Breaking Through News.